Hi there, I've just had the best night's sleep I've had in quite some time, so it's reminding me to do my blog about not trying so hard. So sometimes what can happen is we can really push towards what our ideas are of what we think we need, and in doing so we often actually override the feelings and sensations of the body itself. So I had a little bit of a rough time lately, and I've been trying really to get things back on track. I've been doing lots of travelling, and all my normal patterns have ended up getting a bit jumbled up. Happens sometimes. So I've been getting back, quite rigidly, doing lots of practice, lots of running, really carefully looking at what I'm eating, all these different things, getting back also to going to yoga classes. And last night I was at my yoga class, and during the deep relaxation, which is where I find I can often really listen to the deeper intelligence of what's going on inside of me, I kept seeing an image of a beer, a burger, and an ice cream. And I've had this before, I've been through this kind of pattern before, so I actually understand what my body's trying to tell me. And that is actually, it wants something a little bit more familiar, that it feels a little bit more comfortable with. And I'm often struck with the word familiar. Obviously, the close similarity to the word family, indicates that when something's familiar, it's got quite a deeply rooted connection to the body. So sometimes I think when the body is actually calling out for something familiar, there is an intelligence to it, that it connects to a really deeply rooted part of you that almost reminds your body of its natural patterns and blueprints, if you like. So making this decision after the yoga class to go and get a beer, a burger, and an ice cream rails against a lot of what my own intelligence or perception, no, not perception, but certainly my intelligence would say. And this is where we get into this arena of where we can make ourselves imbalanced through kind of prescribing ourselves things that we don't actually need. So I often end up treating a lot of patients who I do what they call prescribed diets. Maybe they've read a book, I don't know, or just picked up some information somewhere. So maybe someone's told them something that you're meant to do, and this is the way it's meant to be. And in doing so, like I said, you end up riding roughshod over what your body actually needs. So after the yoga class, I totally listened to that deeper level of intelligence in me. Went out, had me beer, had me burger, and had my ice cream, and came home. And I just had a great night's sleep, like really deeply restful. I feel like my body's really relaxed. So I was just trying, I was pushing a little bit too hard into my ideas and not listening quite enough to what my body was going to tell me. Now, obviously with this, we also have to be a little bit careful that we then don't fall into a slump. So if I was to now go out and every day for the next week have a beer, a burger, and an ice cream, then chances are that then becomes what I don't need. Because the point is you have to. I'll end up becoming stagnant, because it's so rich and kind of it's a little bit fatty and stuff like that. You have to keep listening to what your deeper intelligence is, because sometimes we try too hard and sometimes we don't try hard enough. We fall into a pattern and a routine. So if I was actually to try and stick with doing that every day for the next week, if I was doing my practices, my deep relaxations and meditation, well, and just basically listening to my body's intelligence, what I'd hear on a deeper level would actually change, and I would more than likely start getting images in my mind of different types of food that are healthier and lighter. The point is, it's changeable, and you've got to keep listening to your deeper intelligence. And we have to be really careful because we love patterns. If I was to go out again today and get to that yoga class, it'd be in my kind of memory, because it was only 24 hours before. Oh, after I went to yoga yesterday, I went out and had a beer and a burger and an ice cream, and it kind of can just end up recycling over and over on top of itself. If you're used to coming home from work and on your way back, you stop at the shop and you get a chocolate bar. The next day you stop at that shop, you end up doing the same thing again. So really, you've got to stay as alert to what's going on inside of you as you ever do to anything that's going on around you. And that's why you also need daily practices which tune you back into yourself. But anyway, so just be careful that you're not trying too hard, and in doing so you're not listening to what's really going inside you. Try hard to listen to yourself, but don't necessarily try too hard to do lots of patterns that are kind of prescribed and ideas about what you think you need. Try and stay integrated to what your body's actually telling you. So do your practices that tune you in. There you go. Thanks a lot.